the TCI Sports High School Football Game of the Week.
Tonight, it's Dearborn Fordson, the Tractors, against the Troy Colts. Hello, everybody. Dave Zorn along with Kelvin Calhoun here at Troy High School for the state playoff game between these two teams. It's a cold day, it's windy, it's snowing, and it's two very strong defensive teams, Kelvin.
Yes, Dearborn Fordson and Troy Colts both have dominating defenses, but the Dearborn Fordson team has bigger offensive and defensive linemen, which could prove to be in their favor by the end of the game.
Okay, if you like a defensive struggle, if you look good hard hitting, that's the game we have in store for you. We'll be back with the kickoff right after these messages. Stay with us.
Oakland Press Perspective with Neil Monroe is an informative talk show that discusses issues often overlooked by broadcast stations. Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press newspaper, will keep you abreast on hot topics, events, and issues taking place in Oakland County. So for news you can use, join Neil Monroe every week on the Oakland Press Perspective, Friday night at 8:30 on TCI 63.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week. And this week we head into playoff action as the Troy Colts host the Dearborn Fordson Tractors. And what a fitting name for that team, the Tractors. They've got some plows up front. They've got some big guys on the line, and we'll talk about it when they get on offense and on defense. Here are some of the stats for you for the season. Dearborn Fordson 7-0 in the conference, 8-1 overall. The Troy Colts 7-0 in the conference, 9-0 overall. And two very strong teams, Kelvin. And we talked to both coaches, and they said it's going to be a defensive struggle.
Well, yeah, that's what both coaches seem to think, Dave. But, you know, you never know in these situations. You get two good defenses on the field, and all of a sudden one team surprises you, and the offense just explodes for a lot of points.
The Troy Colts do have some wrinkles, and talking to head coach Gary Griffith, he said he's got a couple of wrinkles for this game. We'll look for those. The Colts will kick off to the Tractors here to start off the contest. It'll be Beams to kick off. Kicking deep and taking it and letting it go really into the end zone. Looked like he might have caught it at the goal line, but letting it go was number 34 for Fordson, and that is Ali Saad. And watch for him in the backfield.
Yeah, that was really surprising, Dave. Looked like he should have fielded that ball instead of just letting it bounce out of the back of the end zone. You know, you never know when a return's going to come up. You know, you don't even give your special teams a chance on that.
There's the head coach, Jeff Sturgalis, head coach for Dearborn Fordson in his fourth year. And they have won 3 straight titles. The Fordson Tractors have. This is the second time in the playoffs, this mega league that they're in. The carry by number 32, Michael Saad. Michael Saad and Ali Saad will be in the backfield, and they are the strong runners for Fordson. On the first play of the game, they pick up about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 coming up.
Well, that was just a quick dive right off the left tackle there on the left side between left tackle and guard, just trying to grind out and see what they could get against the Troy guys. That wasn't a bad gain at all, Dave.
They're basically a running team. There you see the quarterback, Ali Barakat, also the punter. And the carry again, this time going to number 22, looked like that time. Let's see who was on the carry. Robleski on the carry.
Well, Dave, on that play, they basically tried to run it back up in the same hole, but Troy didn't seem to bend as much as they did on the first play.
Here on the near sideline, Gary Griffith, head coach for the Colts.
You know, someone may have to open up here today to really get the offenses going today, Dave.
3rd and 5, a passing down, passing out in the flat to one of the favorite receivers, Shajua. And Shajwa, excuse me, the intended receiver out there, and the Troy Colts defense holding up strong, and it'll be 4th and 5 and a punting down.
Well, yeah, as you said, Dave, these are two excellent defenses, and right off the bat, we get a 3 and out by Dearborn Fordson, so we see it could be a struggle for both teams out here today.
End over end punt. It goes by Cook, and he didn't touch it, fortunately, for the Colts. And downing it there was Michael Saad, number 32. The Troy Colts will start with pretty good field position with the ball at about the 38-yard line.
Well, Dave, on that last play before they punted, I think Dearborn had the right idea. At least, instead of trying to grind it out all day and just slam it up between the tackles, they tried to air it out early. Let them know that they will put the ball in the air.
Here's Brian Kipke, the quarterback. I formation in the backfield. In motion is Hamus. And they run that way. Hamus leading the way with Gould. And E.J. Howell grinds out about 8 or 9 yards on the first carry for the Colts.
Well, that was a nice carry that time off of the right tackle side. Young man got up in the hole and he really drove it out. Here we're going to look at the replay here. So number 31 gets up in the hole. He makes a little move towards the outside, and as they grab on, he takes a couple of guys for a ride. So that was really an excellent run there.
Brought down by Robleski in the backfield. Second down and a short 2. Hamus in motion again. And this time on a little draw to E.J. Howell. Looks like he did pick up the first down. So Howell 2 carries and he gets 10 yards and the Colts first down.
Here's the replay here, Dave. As you see, he just hits the hole hard this time and he just powers his way for the first down. Young man has a lot of determination here early.
The Troy Colts getting close to Fordson territory now. Ball at about the 48-yard line. There's Brian Kipke, the senior, 6 foot 180. And a power eye right. Kipke finally gets the play off, and it looked like it might not have gone off in time as Howell takes it off tackle for a gain of maybe 2.
See, Dave, that's exactly what I'm talking about. These teams know each other have good defenses. They seem as though they want to get their running games going to try to loosen up those defenses, but it could be tough going here before long.
Fordson averaging about 275 on the offensive and defensive line, so you've got some size there. 2nd and 8 now for the Colts. Split backfield, pro set with the receivers, and Kipke back to pass. He shuttles it forward to Howell. Howell will pick up the first down and more. He's inside the 30 to the 25. E.J. Howell.
Boy, that was a big play there, Dave. When a quarterback drops back like that, I guess the Fordson players kind of thought that he was dropping back to pass, and a quick shovel pass, the hole was open, and he took advantage of it. That was a good call.
And that's the wrinkle that we talked about
the wrinkle,
that Gary
Dave.
Griffith
That's right.
threw in.
And see, that'll lead to some big pass plays later on.
1st and 10 for the Troy Colts, and there's some movement on the line. No flags, though. It looks like the right side jumped quickly, but they jumped off the ball, and the Colts pick up maybe a couple of yards there. So the Troy Colts on the move as they get inside the 25-yard line now. 2nd and 8 coming up for them. Hamus comes out, and Mark Ryan brings in the play.
And since both teams have such strong defenses, it would be a good idea to try to run on them, but you can only pound up in there so much. You got to pick up yardage on these plays.
Ryan split to the left of the screen, and in motion is Goldberg. Kipke completes to Gould. Gould picks up close to a first down. He'll be short about a yard or 2. So 3rd down, correction, 3rd and 3.
Here's the replay. Kipke drops back, just gives a quick little toss out here to number 40. And he puts his head down and goes for all that he can get. It's a good effort there by a young man, but that's what I'm talking about, Dave. You're going to have to put the ball in the air a few times here today to loosen up the other team.
I formation, Hamus in motion. And the handoff to E.J. Howell picks up the first down and gets down to about the 10-yard line. So the Troy Colts running attack really working here.
That time, David, looked like they ran a little trap right up off the guard's hole. Here it is now. Oh, yeah, it was a nice hole up in there. That was a good job by the Troy blockers up front.
And that Troy offensive line, and some of the Troy fans talking to us before the game, we got to give credit to those guys, and we did last week. We named them, but we're going to try to be conscious of that a little bit more. Power I, right. Howell with the handoff, and he gets inside the 10 now, close to the 5-yard line at about the 6. And it'll be 2nd down and goal, actually from the 7. Just grinding it out, Kelvin, and they continue to do it.
Well, you know, down here in the red zone, Dave, you don't want to take too many chances with the ball because you run out of room down here. The defenders are really close to you. And if you can run it in, that's just the ideal situation.
2nd and goal from the 7. It'll be E.J. Howell again. He was hitting the backfield, though, but still managed to get inside the 5-yard line. So here we go, 3rd and short yardage now.
It's a good job by the defense there, getting penetration and making the play.
Water, water, water.
Strong wind blowing here at Troy High School. There was some snow when we did the open, and I think it's subsided now, but that wind continues to blow. And a timeout down on the field as both teams think it over with 5:53 left here in the first quarter. And the Troy Colts on their very first possession now, marching inside the 10-yard line down. They're just shy of the 5-yard line right now.
Well, yeah, like I said, Dave, things really get tight down here in the red zone. And I'm sure they called a timeout. You don't want to take any chances down here. You'd like to come away with something, you know. And being 3rd down, this is the big play here. They don't score here. They may want to just go for 3 since both teams have excellent defenses. This could be a field goal type of game.
And that's a good point, Kelvin. The wind is at the Troy Colts' back, so they can, if they get into a situation on a 4th down, they might try to go for that field goal. Now, both teams on the kicking side have had some strong points, but on Dearborn Fordson, they've had some games where they've had some problems with the kicking game. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But right now, the Troy Colts have the wind in their favor. So it gets to a 4th down. Here's a big play right here. 3rd and goal from the 5. Power I right in the backfield. Kipke to throw. Goldberg is open. He leads him just a little too far, though. The pass intended for Jeremy Goldberg, and he just led him a little too far. Had he put a little more loft on it, now again the wind is blowing that way, he might have let him.
Here's a replay here.
Enough.
It wasn't a bad play. They had a good idea, but he had a little too much on it, and his receiver couldn't run under it. But they did have the right idea, and he was open.
And he did have the defender beat. Here we go.
Looks like they're going to go for the 3.
They're going to go for 3. It'll be Beams to kick. Paul Beams. It is up, and it is no good. It is off to the right. And the Fordson Tractors hold off the Colts here on the first possession. And there's that defensive struggle we talked about. And it's making itself evident here in the first drive by both teams. Here's Beams to kick.
And the kick it looks as if it drifted off to the right there, Dave.
Just a little bit.
Well, it's got to be a bit disappointing there after taking a timeout to come away with nothing.
And they did take that first drive pretty good. Last night, there were some big games. Friday night, Henry Ford beat Rochester 30-14, and Centerline loses to Clawson 7-0. So a defensive struggle there, and then a high-scoring contest in that one.
Yeah, Detroit Henry Ford out of the PSL.
The biggest gain so far of the day for Dearborn. And it's Ali Saad on the carry, number 34, who gets him out close to a first down, but he stepped out of bounds.
Replay, Dave. It's just a quick pitch off to the left. Pitched a little behind him, but it was a good catch, good concentration by number 34, and he just swings it around right side for all he can get.
And he did step out of bounds
there by the defender.
Gained about 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3 now. The wind blowing, and the Fordson Tractors heading into that wind right now. Again.
Solid hit out there.
It's Ali Saad on the carry. Gained a couple. It'll be 3rd and 1 now. So the Tractors now starting to get something going on the run. They're a strong running team. You won't see them throw too much.
Yeah, that's another sign of a team that has a good defense. If you're able to run the ball a lot, you can keep that defense off the field. They can stay rested.
Ali Barakat, the quarterback. 2 men in the backfield, 1 in the slot, and that is number 34, Ali Saad. Colts anticipating the quarterback sneak, and there it comes. And let's see if he did. It's a fumble down on the field, and let's see what happens. They didn't get it. It fumbled it, and they're short of the first down, and they have to punt. Well, just when it looked like Fordson was going to pick up their first down of the game, on the quarterback sneak, they fumbled the ball.
Well, actually, Dave, I think Troy could almost smell that play out the way they kind of stacked everyone inside there on the line.
High snap on the punt here. And a good angle on the kick. Cook will let it go. And it hits at about the 40 and inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. So the Troy Colts again starting at the 38. That's the second time for them. No score. We're in the first quarter with 4:17 left here at Troy High School in this playoff contest between the Troy Colts and the Dearborn Fordson Tractors.
And unfortunately, Dave, we haven't had a chance to see a return on the special teams as of yet.
There on the far side, you see head coach Jeff Sturgalis in his 4th year at Dearborn Fordson. The Colts hand off to Gould, and Gould is trapped up right away there by number 32 getting in there, and that is Michael Saad. Michael Saad wrapped up his feet. So Gould only getting a couple of yards on that one long one. It'll be second about 9 here.
Yeah, once again, Dave, they just tried to stuff it up in there on a quick dive, and defense reacted well, and he only got a couple of yards, well, only 1 yard.
Garrett Gould comes out, and Hamus is in there with E.J. Howell. Kipke, the fake to Howell, and goes downfield. Open is Goldberg. Goldberg at about the 40-yard line. So a big 20-yard gain, about 19-yard gain, rather, for the Troy Colts. Let's take a look, Calvin.
There's a replay of the play here. So he drops back and gives a fake there to 31. And he freezes the linebackers for a moment, but at least he can block, and he just throws it out to Gould. No one around him. He's on his way downfield, and it looks like the safety comes over and gets him down.
And a good pass thrown by Kipke. Had that nose up on the ball, and it made it easy to catch for Goldberg. Big 20-yard gain for the Colts. Hamus on the carry. Hamus powers his way for about 2 or 3 yards. Good gain on that one, maybe 4 on that. Let's see.
Really good gain.
How about 3?
That time. But you see, Dave, Troy is mixing it up, and they have been able to move the ball downfield. Although there's no points on the board, they are eating up some yardage and time, and eventually they will get in if this continues.
Second and about 6 coming up now. Strange situation as the Colts set up Gould and Hamus outside and try to get it to E.J. Howell, but that experiment does not work, and it backfires on the Colts as Fordson just breaks through and gets him in the backfield for a loss.
Here's a replay here. They drop back and throw that quick little pitch to the back, and Fordson was having none of it. Defense reacts well. The blocking wasn't there up front, and the play never had a chance.
So now a 3rd and 13 coming up for the Troy Colts. And watch for the passing game here. Kipke bumps into Hamus in the backfield, but he gets a block, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Robleski. Brian Robleski takes it back to about the 45-yard line of Fordson.
Yeah, this turns into a big play for Fordson on the turnover.
And that'll bring the Fordson Tractors up emotionally. Let's take a look here.
He goes back and he bumps into his own man there. I don't know if that takes him off his rhythm or not, but he seems to get it back together, and he goes right downfield. And the ball actually hits his receiver, but it's tipped. The old tip drill, ladies and gentlemen, and good concentration there by number 22 to catch that football.
So Robleski gets it back to about the 46-yard line, and hard hitting right there. And a good hit by number 66, Bergeron, wrapping up the Fordson runner that time. Here's the quarterback, Kipke, upset after the interception. And the Tractors now, because of that, have their best field position of the game.
Well, Dave, that young man really shouldn't be upset. It hit the receiver right in the chest and hands area. He's got to catch those, especially in a big game like this.
A lot of bumping going on down there. And the referees call timeout down on the field as they need somebody to tend the chains down there. Let's see what's going on.
Well, Dave, I'm not sure what the problem is. Now they're ready to line up and play. So maybe it was just the ball marker wasn't in the right spot.
2nd down and 7 now for Fordson. The quick pitch going out to Saad. Ali Saad that time on the carry. Gain of maybe a yard. And the Troy Colts defense toughening up there on the 2nd down, making it 3rd and long now. Let's take a look, Kelvin.
Here's a quick pitch here to number 34. He tried to cut out toward the left side there, and just good reaction by the defense. Wouldn't give him room to run. And so far, this game has lived up to the defensive billing.
And it sure has. 3rd down and 6 now for Fordson. Pro set with the receivers, 2 men in the backfield. For Barakat as he goes deep. Barakat complete, but he caught it out of bounds.
Oh.
He had it at the 20, but caught it out of bounds, and that's his favorite receiver down there, number 7, Shajwa.
Here's the replay. He drops back, and he looks downfield. He looks right at his receiver, but he puts it out there. He had a chance for it, but I think it kind of floated towards the sideline a little bit on him, and he wasn't able to stay in bounds. But that was still good concentration to catch that ball.
It throws a good pass, and again throwing out there intended for Ali Shajwa, and the Troy Colt defense comes up strong again, shutting him down.
Dave, it's always risky. Here's a replay here. He just throws it out. They fake the punt, throw it out, and it's hard to see that, but it looks as if it just went over his head. He threw it a little too far. It's tough when you try those tricky plays in those situations. A lot of stuff can go wrong.
The Troy Colts pick it up there now. Ball right at midfield, right over midfield into Fordson territory. Hamus, Howell cutting it outside and strung out there by Shajwa.
Here's a replay here.
E.J. Howell on the carry. I said Hamus
coming back here towards the left. And here he's running. He should turn it upfield, and he's steady running east-west instead of going north-south. I think he should have took his chances and tried to turn that ball up that time, because he looked like he may have been able to break a tackle and get a few more yards.
And that'll do it with the end of the first quarter here at Troy High School. No score as the Troy Colts have good field position now, and they've had their chances to score, but just couldn't get in the end zone.
That was really a quick quarter there.
And both teams running the ball pretty much. The Troy Colts did throw some passes in there, but the clock kept running. And don't forget to tune in December when high school football action is over. We'll continue with high school and college basketball action right here on TCI 63. It's every Saturday and Monday at 7 p.m. The offensive coordinator talking to the Troy Colts there. And the Troy Colts looking on this cold November day. They picked up a few yards here. It'll be 2nd and 6 on that run by Howell as he managed to string it out for about 4 yards.
And neither team has been able to dominate on offense just yet.
I formation in the backfield. Hamus in motion. And Goldberg is split down to the near side. Howell hit in the backfield. And hit for a loss. E.J. Howell hit immediately. Let's take a look.
Comes back and just simply hands it to number 40. No, excuse me, number 31. And before he can even get up to the line of scrimmage, there's 3 or 4 Fordson players in the backfield.
And the first player getting there is number 56, Ali Shamout, and he is one of the key players on defense. Ali Shamout and number 66. Watch for him, Charles Wilson, 2 of the key players defensively for Fordson. 3rd down and long, 3rd and 7 now. I formation, Goldberg split out the other way. And on the carry is number 19, Gary Freilich. And Freilich hit for a loss.
Okay, I tell you, all of a sudden it seems like Fordson has turned it up a bit on defense. And here again, once again, you see 1, 2, you got a few, 3, that's the 3rd Fordson player in the Troy backfield. And you're going to have a long day if you can't keep these guys out of your own backfield.
That was McCarty on the carry, correction. And a turnover as
Was that 4th
Fordson
down?
gets it.
I thought that was 3rd.
No, that was 3rd. It was a...
Was there a fumble on the play?
Yes, there was. And Fordson comes... So Fordson now their first possession into Colt territory. So the Tractors get into Colt territory for the first time this afternoon. Ali Barakat, the quarterback, 6'3", 164, a senior, good size
Real
in
good
there
size.
at quarterback.
Yeah, training.
2nd down and 8 now, just underway here in the 2nd quarter, and the Troy Colts turn it over on a 3rd down play. 2 turnovers for the Colts so far. This one may be the bigger of the 2. And nothing that time as they try a trap up the middle. Michael Saad on the carry and nothing there.
Go deep. Go deep.
Clock winding down here in the 2nd quarter, 9:55. And it'll be a 3rd down and 7 coming up now
Watch the pass.
for Fordson.
I think Fordson might try to air it out here this time, Dave.
Watch for the familiar number 7. That's who they've been going to. Shajwa. And they do. Shajwa gets it, but not on the pass, on the reverse. And there's nothing there for him as the Troy Colts string it out.
Bring it out wonderfully. Good job on defense there. He had nowhere to go.
And now it's a punting down for Fordson. This is the first time that the Tractors can trap the
Here's
Colts
the
in their own
replay here. He
territory.
fakes a little dive up the middle, hands it off to number 7, coming around in for the reverse, and you can see the pursuit was just too much. Plenty of Colt players coming down the line, just waiting to take a shot at him.
Punt by Barakat, trying to angle for the sideline.
He takes
And
a Dearborn bounce.
yeah, and it'll go down to about the 15-yard line. So the Troy Colts deep in their own territory. This is the first time they've been past deep in their own territory, I'd say past the 30-yard line. Behind their 30-yard line.
Now, this could be a real test this time, Dave. Because, as I said, they have had excellent field position. This will be the first time they'll be starting deep in their own territory. And Fordson seemed to have turned up their intensity on defense a bit on that last series.
And the Troy Colts very successful on their first drive, yardage-wise, but then they were stopped. They could not get the field goal through. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Colts. And they couldn't get, the ball is loose, and it looks like Fordson recovers. They couldn't get the handoff off to E.J. Howell, and Fordson picks it up at the 15-yard line.
Boy, this could really turn into a big play, Dave. You don't want to turn the ball over down here.
Fordson had stopped the Colts down at their end of the field. Let's see if the Colts can stop Fordson now. Ball at the 15-yard line, and no replay here, I guess, but it looked like they couldn't get the handoff off to E.J. Howell.
Yeah, it looked like they never made an exchange.
A handoff going to number 32, Michael Saad on the carry. Gain of a couple. Second down and 8 now.
That last play was just a straight dive up the middle there again. Grinded out territory down here in the red zone.
The Colts with 3 turnovers in this game now.
The turnovers could be a factor too, Dave.
This one, out of the 3 now, seems to be the most dangerous.
Oh, we had a little more.
Saad on the carry, breaks through, touchdown.
Saad, the ball carrier. Saad, the touchdown.
Dearborn Fordson gets on the board first here in the second quarter with 7:46 left.
Here's a replay, Dave. Handed to number 32, and he just has great blocking up front. Both backs come up and get an excellent block, and his linemen sustain their blocks long enough for him to get by and get into the end zone, folks. So that turnover turns out to be a big one here as Fordson draws first blood here today.
7:46 left in the second quarter, and that's our first score of the game as Michael Saad carries in for about 12 yards. The extra point attempt is up, and it is good.
So you really have to give a lot of credit to the Fordson defense that time for giving them the ball deep in Troy's territory. And right now it turns out to be the difference in the game.
The Fordson defensive line making the difference that time as the Colts couldn't get the handoff off deep in their own territory. And the 3rd turnover of the game so far for the Troy Colts. That one hurt the most.
And that's one of the things in a football game you don't want to do, Dave. You don't want to turn it over, and you don't want to be penalized constantly during a game and, you know, making your team receive negative yardage on those penalties.
Salome to kick off here. Nasser Salome to kick off. And deep is Cook and E.J. Howell. This goes out of the end zone. A good, strong kick.
Good kick. No chance of a return on that one.
And the Troy Colts again deep in their own territory at the 20.
Now this will be a big possession for Troy this time, Dave. They really would like to get downfield, I'm sure, and get something on the board since they have been able to move the ball. At least they were in the early going, they were.
Their offense has had trouble now lately. 3 turnovers. And let's see what they can do here. Power eye in the backfield. Correction, wishbone look.
Wishbone look, yeah.
3 strong backs in there. Flags fly, and penalty coming up here. Let's see.
That motion on Troy. So there's another negative that you don't want. We just spoke of is the penalty right after a big turnover.
And this is right where they were when they committed the fumble on their last possession. So they're at the 15 again. And a wishbone look for the Colts here. 1st and 15 now. Kipke calling the signals. He's got Goldberg up top. The handoff to Howell. Howell has some room. He fumbles the ball. And he gets it back.
What a break for Troy.
A big break for the Colts. They pick up a first down, as a matter of fact. And in and out of the hands of number 33, Nevada Saad. And Nevada Saad, he jumped on it and went right through his hands, and E.J. Howell followed it, fortunately for the Colts, and got it back. So the cold weather definitely having some kind of a play here with the Troy Colts as they've turned it over 3 times and almost a 4th right there.
Yeah, that was a big recovery that time for Troy. They don't want to give the ball up again.
Kipke calls the signals, handoff to Garrett. Gould gains maybe a yard there. Gould has been shut down by Fordson on his carries as he has been hit right at the line of scrimmage every time.
Yeah, that was just another one of those straight dives right up the middle, and there was just nowhere for him to run.
Second down and 9 now for the Colts. Kipke with 2 men in the backfield, Gould and Howell. Pro set with the receivers, and he's gonna look. Downfield, Goldberg complete. Gain of about 5 on that one. It'll be 3rd and about 3 coming up.
See, Dave, that's not a bad play. You just drop back right quick, throw that quick slant. And here's the play here. See, he drops back, takes a 3-step drop, throws it over the left side, quick slant, hits this man, he makes the catch, and he will get forward progress on that play.
And they mark it about 4 yards short of the first down, so it's 3rd and 4 coming up.
You know, Dave, little small passes like that can account for your run game, sort of.
I formation in the backfield. Again, pro set with the receivers. And a 3rd and must here for the Colts. They need to get something going here. Kipke back to throw, getting pressure, gets away, throwing downfield, nothing but Colts down there. And Garrett Gould comes up with it at about the 47-yard line of Fordson. A big first down for the Troy Colts.
There we go once again. This time he drops back, and he rolls, he starts rolling right. As he's rolling right, he gets a little pressure there. He's able to break away. And as he goes downfield with the pass, there's 3 of his guys right in the same area. You don't always want that. That's kind of risky because they're going to bring those defenders with them. But this time it pays off for them, and they get big yardage.
Troy Colts at about the 46-yard line of Fordson. They're on the move now. And Hamas is stacked up.
Oh, he just stood up in the backfield.
Those dives in between the 2-hole there really haven't been working for the Troy Colts. Although Howell has been successful off tackle, nothing's been able to open up in the middle.
Yeah, see, that's why I think the pass game will really play a factor here before this is all over, because both teams seem to be pretty good against the run.
2nd and 10 now for the Colts. 2 receivers up top. Jay Cheek is up there with Goldberg now. Kipke fakes, throws, short, and really he just wanted to get it out of his hands because he felt the pressure coming, and he was throwing in the direction of E.J. Howell that time.
That play broke down, Dave. I think they may have been trying to set up a screen that time. But he had pressure on him right away. You got to hold your lineman for at least a second or 2 before you let him go. And even the guy who was supposed to catch it on that play, I don't believe, ran the right pattern. So they get a break on that and just take the incomplete.
Mark Ryan goes to the top of the screen. Goldberg in the slot. Gould and Howell in the backfield for Kipke. Kipke back to throw. Good blocking out there. And complete. Goldberg gets it at the 30, at the 29 of Fordson. So the Colts come up big on 3rd down twice.
And once again, Dave, it's a pass that turns out to be the big play against a good team. Here it is here. Comes back, good block there by number 31 to protect his quarterback. He stays with this block. As he rolls left, he throws it downfield. And it's a little wobbly, and great concentration there by his receiver, number 10. He turned all the way around and made the catch there, Dave.
Good blocking for Kipke. Matt Skinzier on the line. He made a key block out there along with Dan McCarty, number 49, and Garrett Gould, providing some blocking for Kipke. Ball at the 29, 1st and 10 for the Colts. Fordson on the blitz, and the Colts burn him. E.J. Howell. Touchdown, Colts.
And there it is. So the Troy Colts get on the board here.
Here he is, E.J. Howell on a 29-yard touchdown run.
Just a simple quick pitch as he goes right. As he comes over, he's able to look. This time there's no defenders in the backfield. They open a huge hole for him, Dave, and he's able to just run through it, and speed takes care of the rest.
And a good block from Garrett Gould out there to spring him inside. The extra point is up, and it's good, and we've got a tie game. With 4:29 left in the 2nd quarter, the Troy Colts tie it up on 2 big 3rd down conversions, which enable them to get down there. And they bounce back after the touchdown by Fordson and the turnover.
Yeah, I'd say that the momentum has seemed to been in all in Troy's favor so far. They've been able to move the ball. If it weren't for the turnovers, they could be in the lead right now. But when you have turnovers and penalties.
Here we see Jeff Sturgalis on the far sideline. Head coach for Fordson upset with some of the calls down there. Here we go, the Troy Colts to kick off now. The quarterback, no, that's not the quarterback. Jeremy Goldberg down there, who caught one of the key third down conversions. Beams to kick into the wind, and the ball taken and dropped at about the 10. And Fordson still manages to get a good return out of it. It's number 34, Ali Saad, on the return.
Dave, a lot of times those kicks that you bobble or you muff like that turn into big ones, but at least the young man had to press behind and pick the ball up and just run up behind his blockers and get what he could out of the play.
And he didn't do that bad. Ball at about the 27, 1st and 10 there for Fordson now.
Excellent field position.
All tied up, 7 apiece here at Troy High School with 4:09 left in the second quarter. Big hole off tackle there, and still on his feet. Finally brought down. That's Michael Saad on the carry.
Here's the replay. Another quick dive. This time he goes right off of the guard, and he goes right up in a huge hole, Dave. You see here he's hit, and he keeps those legs pumping. He fights for another extra yard or two. It's a good job there.
Finally, John McCall drags him down from behind. Second down now, and about 2, short 3 yards for Fordson. Power I for them. And falling forward and close to a first down, and I think he got it, is number 34, and that is Michael Saad, or Ali Saad, excuse me. Ali Saad on the carry.
Yeah.
Cousins back there, and they do a terrific job.
Down. That was another dive right off the right guard that time, and he had to fight a little harder on that side to get through, but he was able to pick up the first down.
Troy Colt fans looking for defense right now as they look on. Fordson picks up the first down. Ball at about the 38. Hand off to the first man through, and he's stacked up. Byers on the carry. Ron Byers, number 4.
That time, Dave, he was just stacked up at the line of scrimmage, no hole there, and they stuffed him before he could get going.
Second down and 10 now for the Tractors of Fordson. Quick pitch and nobody there to get him, but a ball is loose. And it's still loose. Finally, Fordson gets it. And that cold weather taking its toll on the hands of the backs and the receivers right now, and falling on it finally was number 75 for them.
Quick pitch to number 34 there, and he runs into a good hole, and he's hit by, I couldn't quite catch the number there, but after he's hit, he pulled on that right arm and he coughed the ball up, but luckily one of his teammates fell on the ball, and actually they got more out of the play after the fumble, Dave.
Looked like Jared Topher, number 32, got in there to make that ball pop out of there. And finally, El Zayat, number 75, got down there to recover it. They're going to the air. They're going deep, and a great play by number 32, Jared Topher, to knock it out of the hands of number 7, Shajwa. Let's take a look.
Back, and this time he's thinking pass all the way. There's a good block to protect him, and he just heaves one downfield. It's just excellent defense. Good coverage there. But number 32, Dave.
Actually, Shajwa just behind Shajwa. They almost had the interception, and Shajwa had to play the defender that time.
I think the wind may have taken a little off the ball as he threw it up there.
Second and 10. The pass complete, and they tried that little pitch, the little hook play there. The pitch went back to number 20, or correction, that was 22. The complete pass to Abdallah. And then Robleski came back. Let's take a look.
He just takes a one-step drop, throws it out real quick to the end. The end catches it and just flips it right to the back coming around. And the back tries to just get what he can, but luckily there's a defender there to keep him from going all the way.
Blake Williams stopping him that time, going out of bounds. Third down now and about 4 for Fordson with 1:46 left here in the second quarter. I formation pro set for Fordson. Going to the air again. And almost intercepted by Blake Williams as he was out in the flat covering Ron Byers out there. And Blake Williams almost had it, and he could have gone the other way.
Here's the replay, Dave. He gives a little play action there to number 34. Looks like it froze for people. There was no one around him as he lofts it out there. Just a good recovery by that linebacker there.
And Williams, if he didn't knock it down,
could have been trouble.
It could have been. Byers could have been gone. Punting down here for Fordson. And trying to angle it for no return. And they get it out of bounds.
No, it's still in play.
Finally out of bounds.
No, maybe it did go out.
Inside the 20, or inside the 25, excuse me, I'm sorry. To about the 24, and that's where it did go out of bounds. 1:31 left for the Colts, and let's see if they can do anything. They had some big pass plays on their last drive. They were third down conversions that sprung them for that touchdown.
Right. Like I said, the passes look like it'll be a bigger factor in this game than the run game so far, because on the passes, as you see, they're getting downfield for a lot more yardage than what they're getting on the runs.
Kipke sends Hamus in motion. And they go to the run. E.J. Howell off tackle. Gain of about 2 or 3 yards. It'll be second and about 7 or 8 coming up here. Clock continues to roll as the Colts will be happy to just let it run down here. Kyle Rance is in there at quarterback. Correction, they said Kipke sent Hamus in motion. It's Kyle Rance, and Kipke sitting it out here.
They may be content just to run this out to half, Dave.
Yeah, especially with the backup quarterback in there, Kyle Rance. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go to the air. E.J. Howell on the run, and gets another few yards. It'll be third and about 4 or 5. Let's see where they mark it. Third and about 5 coming up, and the clock winding down with 30 seconds now here in the second quarter.
Dave, I'm surprised that the Tractors don't call a timeout here just in case they stop Troy. They could have time to get the ball back and do something.
Looks like Fordson was content in letting it run out also. Rance to Garrett Gould, and that'll run out the clock.
Wow.
Let's see, now the timeout comes.
Let's see, but now there's only 4 seconds left, which is really just enough time for the punt. That didn't make a lot of sense. If they had any intentions on trying to get the ball back, they should have called a timeout when it was still 30-something seconds left. And that way they could at least have a chance. Who knows, they may have gotten 3 right before the half. May have blocked the punt. But then again, it's pretty cold out there today, Dave.
Yeah,
both coaches may want to just get their teams off the field, warm them up, and just get them motivated for the second half.
Gary Griffith talking to his unit out there right now. And you didn't want to go to the air with Kyle Rance, the backup quarterback, and also you've got the problem of a backup quarterback coming into the game and not taking enough snaps and getting ready, so there could have been a chance of another fumble, another turnover down there too.
And then especially with, like you said, with him coming off the bench and being cold, if you try to get this guy to throw downfield, he's not warmed up. He could underthrow, overthrow, which could also end up in a turnover.
Yeah. So the Colts just wanted to run it out, and Fordson let him go until 4 seconds left. And again, I was surprised they didn't call anything a timeout earlier.
Right. That's what puzzles me, is that Fordson just let it run out.
They have their full complimentary timeouts, and they decide to use it now. It'll be Howell to punt. Not too high, into the wind, but it gets a great Troy Colt roll, and that'll end it. That'll finish off the first half here at Troy High School. as the Troy Colts come back to tie it here in the second quarter, as it looked like things weren't going well for them. They had 3 turnovers, and then they came up with a big drive, 2 key third down conversions to get into the end zone. There you see Jeff Sturgalis, the head coach for Fordson, as his team scored first, and Gary Griffith, who came back, and he's got to be happy with the way the Colts did come back with 2 key third down pass plays. And then the big run by E.J. Howell for 29 yards to get him into the end zone. And that's our score at halftime. The Fordson Tractors 7, the Troy Colts 7. We'll be back with halftime right after these messages. Stay with us.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
TCI Sports Game of the Week. It's the semifinals, or rather the playoffs, I should say, for high school football. And Fordson led in that first half, scoring first in that second quarter with 7:46 left. It was Michael Saad, 12 yards. The extra point was good. And then E.J. Howell came back with 4:29 left in the second quarter from 29 yards out. The extra point was good, and we're all tied up at 7-7 now going into the second half. We're at Troy High School as the Troy Colts host the Fordson Tractors. And we are underway here in the second half. Kickoff goes in and out of the end zone. And the Troy Colts will start at the 20-yard line again. So, Kelvin, another deep kick into the end zone, and the Troy Colts start deep in their own territory.
Yep, so that'll end any threat of a return today, as long as they keep kicking them out of the end zone like that, Dave.
And it'll definitely look like we're going to start the running attack here for the Troy Colts again. Kipke back in at quarterback. And a power eye right. E.J. Howell will go in motion now, and it's 2 big fullbacks in the backfield. They hand off to Garrett Gould, and Gould falls forward for about 3 yards. It'll be second and about 7 coming up. Let's see where they mark it. Let's take a look.
Here's a replay here. They handed to Gould. Gould runs off right tackles. A pretty good hold there, and he picks up about 4 yards on that play, Dave.
Yeah, they give him a good mark at about 4 yards. Second and 6 now for the Colts. Opens things up just a little bit for them. Again, they show the same motion, except Howell cuts left. And this time it's Hamus on the carry, going off tackle and powering forward for maybe a yard or 2. It'll be third down and about 4 coming up. There's Gary Griffith looking on at his team, who battled back to tie it in that second quarter.
Troy Colts just tried a little left-right type of play. First down they went right, the next down they went left, and didn't get as much yardage this time off the left side.
Here we go, 3rd and 4. Pro set for the Colts, I formation in the backfield. Goldberg to the right, and Ryan up top. Kipke hit immediately as he let go. The pass intended down there for Dan McCarty, number 49.
Like they had good intent that time, just to try to loft it over the middle, and he looked as though he was open, but Kipke was under pressure that time, and he had to get rid of it, so he didn't take the sack.
He was hit just as he was releasing, and that affected the pass. So Fordson stops the Colts here, and a punting down as E.J. Howell gets an end-over-end kick, and this will be another good Troy Colt roll down to about the 35-yard line. So Fordson will start there at their own 35.
But once again, Dave, just as in the opening of the game, Fordson's defense was able to come out and get a 3-and-out against the Colts. Let's see if they're able to move the ball themselves this time.
Fordson's first possession now of the second half, coming with 10:33 left. Barakat, the quarterback, with an I formation in the backfield. And 2 tight ends. They go to the tailback. And a little bit of room to run there for number 32, Michael Saad. Saad scoring the first touchdown for Fordson. This time picks up about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. It is really cold down there. We saw some early turnovers, and the fans, you can see them bundled up there. Now, last week was cold. We saw our cameraman dying down at the end of the field, if you recall last game. This game, even a little bit more frigid than last time. I formation again. And the tailback, number 34, Ali Saad, on the carry this time. So Fordson starting to play some power football, and they're moving the ball real well. It'll be 3rd and a long 2 coming up.
Yeah, once again, Dave, Fordson goes to Saad, and Saad kind of a 1-2 punch right up the middle and seeing what they can get. And so far, they've gotten 8 yards out of it. They may keep coming with the runs in between the tackles here, Dave. They seem to be moving it pretty good here in the second half.
3rd and 2. Troy Colts looking for the run. And here it comes, off tackle. Robleski on the carry, number 22, and they're going to be short of the first down.
Good defense that time by Troy.
Colts stop them, but you know, when they were at midfield last time, they went for it. Let's see what happens here. 4th and about 1. And Fordson, let's see what they do. The quarterback is also the punter. Barakat is also the punter. So let's see what happens.
Still, Dave, when you try tricky, but this time they're just going to line right up on the quarterback and go for it.
Here we go, 4th and 1. A big down here for the Troy Colts. They got to stop them. And it's going to be close.
Well, it depends on if he marks the ball with his left foot or his right this time.
Michael Saad on the carry. Let's see where they mark it.
Well, where the ball marker is at, I think he has it.
From this angle, it looked like he didn't get it, but the ref's right down there. Give it to him. It's a first down for Fordson, a big first down for the Tractors.
And that will keep their opening drive of the second half alive.
Ball at their own 46-yard line. And the Tractors plowing through in the running game right now. But Barakat has thrown some really good passes, and he showed a very strong arm. He's got the wind at his back. The pitch goes out to Saad, Michael Saad, number 32, and the Troy Colts get him for a loss. Loss of about 2.
Well, this time, Dave, instead of Fordson running the ball to Saad in between the tackles, they tried to swing him outside on the right, and the Colts were there. Here it is again. Here's the quick pitch out to the right. As you can see, there's penetration almost immediately in the backfield by Troy Colts. That's number 44, the linebacker on the tackle. Was that 54?
Joe McKay out there.
It was a great reaction there.
2nd and 12. Fake the handoff, and Barakat going downfield at about a first down marker. Ball tipped up in the air. It was intended down there for Ray Murray. Ray Murray. Number 88. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. He goes back. He gives a little play action there to number 32, Saad, and drops back and throws one. He really put some arm behind that one, and it was just broken up. Looked like he was going to number 88 that time.
Yep. Ray Mura out there. Ray Mura, and it stops the clock with 7:13 in the 3rd quarter.
And the Troy fans are starting to get motivated out here.
You can see that's why our camera is shaking. The stands are shaking. The pass right behind the intended receiver, Shajwa, and that could have been easily intercepted.
Yeah, that was just a bad pass that time, Dave. He threw behind the man. He had no chance of catching that ball. Just lucky that one wasn't picked off and going the other way for 6.
Now we've got a punting down for Fordson. with a 4th and 12.
They will.
End over end punt taken by Cook. This is the first return they've had set up. Cook trying to break it outside and brought down hard by number 32, Michael Saad. Let's take a look.
Take a look, Dwayne. Catches the ball about the 25, Dave, and he wiggles his way through a couple of defenders here. Now, he's getting ready to make a move as he sees a guy going for his legs, but he didn't see number 32 coming from behind to level him.
Here comes Troy Colt offense. Pro set, I formation. Fake to Gould and right down the middle to McCarty. McCarty. He did fumble it, and picking it up is Goldberg. Goldberg finally brought down inside the 30.
Boy.
Well, they say the ground can't cause a fumble. It appeared that did that time, but the ball kept going. And Jeremy Goldberg picked it up. Didn't hear a whistle. He kept going.
Well, here's the play again, Dave. He just drops back a little 2-3 step drop, dumps it off over the middle. Good catch there by the tight end, I believe, and he just fumbles it. He didn't hit the ground yet. I think it was a fumble, Dave.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was already out before
before he went down. But they got a lucky play.
Here's E.J. Howell behind his blockers, and finally getting past, and a pretty good gain out there as they just brought everybody out there. And Howell gains about 6 yards. Let's take a look.
There's a quick pitch. This time he goes off right. He's running outside the tackle here on the right side. He levels off. He's looking for a hole. He finds one. He exploits it, gets up in there, and gets all that he can.
There's Gary Griffith on the sideline talking to his defensive unit, as we've seen in the past games, getting his defense fired up because that is what is going to carry him in this game. 2nd down and about 4 coming up for the Colts now. I formation. Hamus is in the slot, and David Cheek is split out to the right. Hamus in motion now. Gipke on the handoff to Howell. Howell off tackle, has a little bit of room. And it looks like he's picked up the 1st down. Very close. Let's see where they mark it.
I don't know. I don't think he got it.
No, it looks like he is short. No indication the ref's calling timeout down on the field.
They probably want to measure.
We want to thank Andy Keller, helping us with our graphics today, is calling the downs for us. Back to the truck. Andy Keller, the son of Jeff Keller, who coached here at Troy High for many years. We want to wish them the best. And there we are inside the booth here. A little warmer than everybody else down there, Kelvin.
Definitely. You gotta love this job, huh?
Jeremy Goldberg bringing in the play. David Cheek comes out, and they do pick up the 1st down. So the Troy Colts now with a 1st and 10. And the ball at about the, I guess, the 17-yard line, let's say. 17 or 18-yard line. 5:47 left here in the 3rd quarter. Hamus in motion. Kipke, the handoff to E.J. Howell. Off tackle. Howell. Big gain of about 8 or 9 yards inside the 10-yard line, close to a 1st down. He'll be short about a yard. Let's take a look.
Here it is. He just drops back and just a straight handoff, straight dive up into the hole. And this time it was excellent blocking up front. He was able to break it into the secondary and pick up some positive yardage. He got 9 on that one, Dave. And once again, Troy seems to be moving the ball without a lot of problems here.
Power eye right.
Get in.
Yep, power eye right, 1-man split up at the top of the screen. That's Ryan Howell following his 2 big fullbacks and picks up the 1st down at around the 5-yard line.
That's a good job down there. Now that you're in the red zone, here's another look at it. There's a straight hand off to number 31. He runs off that tackle and he's really getting excellent blocking over here on the right side of this line. Troy might have found something in the 1st half that they liked. They seem to have been favoring that side this half.
Ball just shy of the 5-yard line at the 6. It'll be 1st and goal from there. Colts looking to get into the end zone to take the lead for the 1st time. E.J. Howell cutting it outside, has a little bit of room, touchdown!
Good job there. He really read the blockers up front, Dave. He was looking to go up in the hole. There was nothing there, and he just broke it outside.
With 4:34 left in the third quarter, the Troy Colts strike on a 6-yard run by E.J. Howell. Let's take a look.
Another look at it. Quarterback just drops back and hands him the ball. He's looking here. He's looking down the line. There's nothing there. He takes it outside. No one touches him, and he's in for 6.
Well, we talked about that strong backfield all season long for the Troy Colts. And that time they take them down the field. The extra point is good. And the Troy Colts lead 14-7 now.
You know, Dave, they were able to drive the ball downfield on this drive again on one of those fumble-type help the team out play. They had the fumble and was recovered by a teammate further up the field, and turns out they score on the drive.
And the Troy Colts with a pretty good drive there. They took it at the 20-yard line. Or correction, where did they get that one? Start that drive that time. They didn't get it. They didn't get a kickoff.
They started at about the 15, didn't they?
They had it deep.
Yeah, I think they started at the 15-yard line.
Gary Griffith looking on. And his team with a 7-point lead right now. Troy Colts can't get too fired up here. They need to shut them down on defense.
Surprisingly, Dave, with these teams having these excellent defenses, I'm surprised neither defense has scored.
Yeah. Well, the Fordson defense almost scored, picking the ball up at about the 15. Here's Saad taking it and taking it across the field, and a pretty good return, even though he was going sideways.
Yeah,
got it out past the 30 at about the 36-yard line. So a good return there for Ali Saad, number 34.
Yeah, on his kickoff, Dave, you really want to get up in the wedge behind your blocker. So here he picks it up off of the roll. He fakes up the middle, then breaks towards the outside. You know, that's all fine and dandy if you're able to turn the corner. As you can see there, the pursuit on the outside is usually going to be there. You're better off going up in the middle where your blockers are, because once you get through that first wave, it's usually all green ahead of you, Dave.
Finally wrestled out there by Chad Benson. 1st and 10 now for Fordson. On the carry, number 32 that time. Not much room for him, and that's Michael Saad on the carry. Right there, big number 54 for the Colts, Joe McKay. We've seen him in there a couple times.
He's playing a well of a ball game. He's had a couple big tackles.
Yeah, the monster back defensively. So he's all over the field, and he's got to be. 2nd down and about 8 coming up now for Fordson with 3:55 left in the third quarter. The quarterback takes it, rolls out. He's got some time to throw. Plenty of time, and in and out of the hands of number 88. Intended down there for Ray Mrua.
Boy, that was a beautifully executed play, Dave, up until he missed the pass. Here it is again. He drops back. He has a good play action there. He freezes the linebackers. He has plenty of time to throw. He's setting his feet. He's looking. Finally, he goes downfield, hits his receiver on the hands, and he misses the ball.
Big break for the Colts. It'll be 3rd and 8 now. Clock stopped with 3:45 left in the third. Another passing down for Fordson. Back to pass, and finally getting pressured. Gould getting in there late, though. Complete. And the first completion out there to one of their favorite receivers, and that's Shajwa. Let's take a look. Barakat to Shajwa.
No play action. He just drops back. He's looking downfield. He knows they need a lot of yards. He goes over the middle to his favorite target. And this time he makes the catch in traffic, Dave. And that's the whole point. You got to make those catches in traffic because usually you're going to get hit anyway. And that so you may as well catch it.
Almost a penalty as Joe McKay went in there head first. So he's got to watch that. And that was after he was down. 1st and 10. Fordson on the move now. Trying to answer. And wrapped up quickly on the tackle, number 32, Jared Topher. As Fordson stopped on that one, and Michael Saad, no gain on that one. In fact, they might have lost about a half a yard. Injury down on the field for Fordson. Looks like number 56, Ali Shamout. And the clock stopped at 3:03. Ali Shamout, one of the key defensive players as well. He plays both ways. One of the key players offensively and defensively for them, and one of the defensive captains. Colts looking on.
The Troy Colts were able to get good penetration in the backfield. Someone wasn't able to sustain their block on that side. It almost looked like he pushed the blocker right into his own man.
So it'll be second down, a little more than 10 now.
Glad to see that young man was able to get up and walk off the field.
Yep, Shamout getting off on his own power, and it looks like he'll be back in on the next play. Power I left now for Fordson, 2 tight ends. Hand off to the tailback, and just falling forward, following his line, is Ali Saad for a gain of about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5 now. 3rd and 6, correction.
So Fordson starting to sustain this drive a bit here, Dave. They could be driving for that tying score.
Troy Colts may have to gamble here and look for something, pick up a turnover. As you said, with 2 strong defenses, you're kind of surprised the defenses haven't picked up a score. Bearcat back, and he's pressured and sacked. Back at about the 41-yard line.
That's a big play on 3rd down, Dave.
Troy Colts were coming, and we said the Troy Colt defense needed to do something. Here's what they did.
He tries a little play action, but this time they're not buying it. They're sending the blitz. They're red dogging. They're coming. Before he can turn around and look downfield, there's Colts all over him. But he did the right thing. He held onto the ball and just went down. He didn't
John
throw it away.
McCall in there, and Bobian also on the sack. Bearcat high punt and a good one. This is a fair catch called for by Cook, and he has to hang on to this one as the wind helping that one also. He's got it at about the 20-yard line. And a Troy Colts start there. A big defensive series for the Troy Colts. It looks like Fordson was starting to pick up a little bit of momentum, and the Colts come up with a big sack on 3rd down.
Big sack took him out of range for trying to get the 1st down if they had gotten close on 4th. And
don't forget to tune into Roadshow Video immediately after the game tonight, and there you see paintball is the topic as Bubba and Pat head up to Almont, Michigan to experience a game of paintball.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Tune in after the game. I formation in the backfield and a pro set for Kipke. Handoff. E.J. Howell breaks into the backfield. And he breaks another tackle. His shirt rips, and he's finally down at the Fordson 33.
Big run, Dave. It looks like the momentum is definitely in Troy's favor right now. Defense just had a big stop. Now the offense comes back with an excellent run. Hand it to the young man. He goes up the middle, and I mean, there's just no one there. He just jumps right over the line. He's into the secondary. And a good tackle there by the defensive back, number 20. Oh, no, he's the one that fell off. It's 22 that made the tackle. That's an excellent run. This young man kept his legs driving even after he was grabbed, Dave.
Key blocking off that right side. McCarty, Atkins, McKay on that side. Williams the center. Skinsier and Czar Barrett on the other side. Key blocks on that line of scrimmage. Gould this time. And good surge by the offensive line that time. Got him what he did there, about 4 yards.
You know, this Gould I've been watching all day. Every time he runs the ball, Dave, even if it's just for a couple of yards, it seems as though when he goes down, he gains about a yard or two.
Clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Under 30 seconds now, as you see. And it's been a quick 3rd quarter. A lot of running. Pro set, Goldberg here to the right of the screen. Up top is number 82, McCall. Cheek. Handoff, nothing there as Fordson reads it, and a loss for E.J. Howell.
Oh, Troy just tried another one of those shovel passes there, and that time Fordson reacted well to it, and they weren't able to gain any yards on it.
And that'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter as as we head to the other end of the field. The Troy Colts will have the wind at their back here in the fourth quarter, and for Fordson, they'll have to go into the wind. But that has been very helpful. The Troy Colts have scored their touchdowns going into the wind.
Yeah. Troy seems to have taken control in this game a bit here in that quarter, Dave.
So a very good third quarter for the Troy Colts on the far sideline. You see Jeff Sturgalis as he looks on, and it's been a tough third quarter for him. Fordson scored first back in the second quarter. The Troy Colts came back about 3 minutes later. And then the Colts scored first here in the second half, taking the lead 14-7 on a 6-yard run by E.J. Howell. It'll be the Master Angler. And if you want to tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m., you can get a chance to catch up on some fishing tips and techniques with your host, Mark Gomez, as he gets Babe Winkleman and some other top fishermen on that show to talk about fishing. Right now, football. Third down and a must here for the Colts. E.J. Howell in the flat. Will he pick up the first down? No. He's going to be short of the first down, but you're in 4-down territory now. And it'll be 4th and short, and either you can try for a field goal here or go for the first down. What do you see?
Yeah. Well, with them having the lead already, Dave, I'd say it would be their best move would be to go for the 3 right here.
And that's what they're doing. It'll be Beams.
Up by more than 2 scores. And
yeah. Now they missed one in the first quarter on their first drive. Let's see. This is up, and it is good. The Troy Colts had their lead with a field goal. About 43 yards, I'd say. Beams makes it 17-7, and it's going to be tough for Fordson now. They need 2 scores.
Yeah, that was an excellent decision to go for the 3 and a good kick there. See, now the pressure's on Fordson's offense, you know. Since both teams have good defenses, this is where Troy's defense could really take over this game if they get the ball back for their offense and start running that clock. That'll be Fordson's biggest enemy.
And the stage is set now here in the fourth quarter, as the first play of the fourth quarter is a field goal. And the Troy Colts lead it now 17-7. It'll be Beams to kick off. 3 deep for Fordson on the kickoff. And it's another good one. Yeah, at about the 2-yard line, taken there by Shashua. And he bounces outside. He's got some speed. Look out.
Excellent. Oh, he tried to block for him and didn't get it.
And he's finally down and tripped up inside the 5-yard line.
Big play. But you notice on that kickoff day that time, he ran up inside before he ended up going outside. Not only did he get lost up in there, but that way your blockers can help you out.
Let's take a look. The great hustle down here by the Troy defense to even stop him.
You see, he catches it right in the middle of the field. He just comes straight up in the middle of the field, runs right up into the wedge. Now, once he's in there, his guys are blocking. He breaks outside. He gets a seal block right there, and it's off to the races, Dave. And this is excellent hustle here by number 22. A guy tries to block him, and he still keeps trying. He's out of bounds and just reaches in for that tackle.
Chad Benson finally caught him, and he tripped him up inside the 5-yard line. First and goal from the 4, and the Colts stop him in there. Here's Garrett Gould to wrap his legs up. The defensive line stopping him, and Garrett Gould wrapped his legs up to make sure he wasn't going anywhere. Second and goal from the 4.
And that's a key to tackling also, Dave. You want to wrap your guy. A lot of times on all levels of football, you'll see guys wanting to get the big hit, but they won't wrap. And a lot of times the guys are able to break those tackles because you didn't wrap.
Troy Colts looking for a big defensive stand right here. They crowd the middle, but the quarterback takes it in all by himself.
Excellent play, Dave. Had the
Great
defense
call.
Totally sucked in that time.
Yeah, Barakat. The Colts were crowding the middle, waiting for something right up the middle. They wanted to go power against power, and they fake it, and Barakat scores. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. He fakes the handoff inside. Everyone bites on the handoff, and he's out there all by himself. And in the corner of the end zone. Now I'm wondering, will they go for two here, Dave, or will they? No, it looks like they're lining up to go for the field goal.
Yeah, Barakat will hold, and the kicker, Salame. Salame puts it up and through. And it's 17-14, and that field goal by the Troy Colts is even bigger now. So Fordson comes right back after the field goal to answer it with a touchdown.
As I said in the first quarter, Dave, it'll be interesting to see what will happen on special teams out here today, knowing that both of these teams have excellent defenses. To see what their special teams will do, and the special teams definitely helped Fordson out right there on that drive, put them right in scoring position.
So Fordson hadn't scored since the second quarter in the first score of the game. Did not answer Troy on their three scores until this one here in the fourth quarter. Gary Griffith looks on, and he just wants to give his defense a chance to stop them, but on a big return as they had on the kickoff, you're going to get your defense out there. So now, with a 17-14 lead, the Troy Colts will get the ball back with 10:38 left. If you're a Troy Colt fan, you want to eat up the clock and take a big drive into the end zone here to kind of put things away. But Fordson, you know they're going to get the ball back at least a couple of times here. Kickoff and a penalty on the kickoff. Looks like Fordson was offside.
Yeah, I think that's the call. You know, Dave, the Fordson offense has gotten the ball pretty much in the red zone both times that they scored. The first time they got it right inside their own 20 after a turnover, or was it after a a turnover?
It was a turnover down at the 15,
right.
And you're right, they haven't been able to put a drive
together.
together.
Hasn't really put a drive together. Maybe if they could put a drive together, that could really turn this game around.
Yeah, good point.
But right now they need the ball to do that.
Good point. They haven't been able to put a drive together. They've been very opportunistic on getting their scores.
Right. I mean, so far you have to credit their special teams and their defense for their 14 points.
Yeah. This one is short and taken at about the 24-yard line by Eric Cook. Looks like he's got some blocking, trying to cut it outside, and finally Fordson gets to him, but he gets to about the 37, 38-yard line. So good return for Troy as they get the ball in good field position and have some room to work here. Let's take a look.
The kickoff again. Once again, he gets the ball. He gets it short. And he's already in excellent field position when he catches it, but then he catches it here. He runs up into the wedge behind his blockers, and then right about here, he runs away from him. I think he should have just kept going upfield right behind his blockers. He probably could have gotten a little more out of that day. But he tried to break outside, and they were waiting for him.
There he is, Eric Cook, heading over to the drinking fountain. Troy Colts on their first play, and it's E.J. Howell right up the middle for a gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 coming up.
Of course, Troy will be content to run the ball now and just grind it out and try to take time off of that clock.
Second about 7. E.J. Howell, the only back behind the quarterback. They pitch it, and Howell picks it up, and they better take the loss than lose the ball. Howell was just happy to get it back.
Definitely, because that's a live ball when it's flipped back like that.
Let's take a look.
Here's the play again. He pitches it back, and it goes right over his head, over Howell's head, but he's smart enough to hustle back, grab the ball, and just go down with it. Don't take a chance of fumbling.
Kipke did not lead him that time and threw it right at his helmet.
Yeah.
And those are tough to grab.
Yeah. That brings up a 3rd and real long.
3rd and about 19 is what we're looking at. 9:05 left in the game. Troy Colts lead 17-14. Big 3rd down play here. Fordson will get the ball back if they don't come up with something here. It's E.J. Howell on the draw, busts it outside, and almost getting back to the original line of scrimmage.
That's not a bad call there, though, Dave. He comes with a draw play. Here it is here. He goes with a draw play instead of dropping back and pass, because I'm sure Fordson was looking for pass, thinking they're going to try to get the first down, but this way you run the draw. If he breaks it, great. If he doesn't, we'll punt it and put our defense back out there.
And he's finally brought down by Michael Saad. Here's the punt. With the wind at his back, E.J. Howell gets a good one off. And a fair catch called for inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. Now they may put it at the 29, so that's where Fordson will start now with 8:18 left in the game. And as you said, a key point. Here you see Fred Heumann here at the game, weathering the elements.
Well, Fordson's defense definitely did their job there. Stopped the Troy Colts from just grinding out the ball and beating up the clock and got it back for their offense. Let's see what they can do with it.
1st and 10, ball on the 29-yard line. Going off tackle and breaking it, and a good run out there by Ali Saad. Gain of about 9. So Fordson breaks through on a big run here by Ali Saad to make it 2nd and 1 and get some more room to work with now. And a key point you said earlier, Kelvin, was that Fordson has not put together a drive to get into the end zone.
Exactly.
They picked the ball up at the 15, put it in, and they got it here on the big return.
Yeah.
The special teams. Here's a straight dive for the first down. On the carry.
At this point in the game, we got 7:40 left here in the game, and if they could get that one sustained drive by the offense now, it could be the winning drive, Dave.
Michael Saad on the carry there. The Troy Colt defense needs to toughen up here with 7:30 left. Fordson putting together a couple of good runs to pick up the first down across the 40-yard line to the 41. Timeout called down on the field by Fordson as they talk it over.
Well, they definitely don't want to make a mistake here in this situation. Time's running out. It's the 4th quarter. They're down by 3, so they don't necessarily need a touchdown, but they would at least like to get 3 out of this drive and tie the game up.
Transition, a program designed to give perspective pertaining to African-American issues with your host, Jeffrey Miller. And he's had some big interviews, Louis Farrakhan, John Conyers, Coleman Young. But I think what's good about the show is they feature everyday people around the city of Detroit doing good. Saturday, 10 p.m. right here on TCI 63. And it is really cold up there. As you can see, we're in the booths, but that's above the booth, right above us. Amy and Renee up there running camera, and they really love football. I'll tell you, to be up there in this kind of weather. It's windy up there, and they've got very expensive equipment that they're holding on to. They don't want to fly away. And it's hard to, those numb fingers. 1st and 10, ball on about the 42-yard line of Fordson. Barakat to pass, fakes once and goes deep. He's got him open and complete. Complete to Shazra.
I think that might have been what the timeout was all about. They wanted to come out and do something a little different from what they've done the rest of the day, and turns out to be a little pump fake on the pass, and then the defender bites, and he just
key part
puts it right in
was
there.
right there, that
That's
fake.
The pump. The defenders jump at the line. I'm sure the cornerback probably reacted too, and after he throws it after that, you'll see this. Okay, we caught that after the play, but that was an excellent job there by the quarterback.
And a good job by the receiver to go up and get that. On the carry, Ali Saad, and he's brought down by number 66, Dwayne Bergeron.
And after that one pass, Dave, now they're all of a sudden they're in a position where they can start thinking about field goals and scoring and maybe eating a little clock themselves.
Well, a field goal, if they're going for a field goal, they're going into the wind. And I think with the momentum they have now, they're thinking six right now.
Gotta be.
2nd down, about 8. Cut back to pass. He's got his man downfield, and it looks like a little...
Oh, maybe not.
Well, they had him wrapped up, I think, before the ball got there. Let's take a look if we can see this.
I think so, Dave.
The question is, do they have him wrapped up?
There's good blocking here on the line. He goes down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's interference, Dave. He was there before the ball was.
You've got number 82, David Cheek, with his arms basically around the receiver, and there was no call down there. So big break for the Troy Colts. Let's take a look again. There you can see.
See, he's already has his arms wrapped around him. That was interference that they got away with.
Cat going downfield again, and he's got his man complete at about the 20-yard line. It's Shazra again, and the Troy Colts allowing the passes downfield to hurt him.
Well, as I said, Dave, passing could be the key to this game near the end, and both teams came out running inside, outside, and now that it's money time, you see there are a few passes through the air, and right now they're in scoring position.
Ball just shy of the 20 at the 21. First and 10 now for Fordson. The Tractors on the move. I formation, pro set with the receivers to the tailback. And breaking in past the line of scrimmage is Michael Saad, number 32.
That run there will keep the defense honest after a couple of passes in a row.
Big gain of about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4 coming up. Clock winding down at 5:34 now and counting down to the end of this game. Troy Colts need a stop here.
2nd and 4. It'll be interesting to see if they run here.
Handoff, tailback. And stumbling forward close to a first down is Ali Saad.
That was a good job there, Dave. He was hit in the backfield and was able to keep his footing and fight forward for a couple of yards there.
Well, he fell forward, but they mark it back a couple of yards, so it's 3rd and 2 coming up, and the clock winding down, under 5 minutes left in the game now. Big 3rd down play here. The Troy Colts need to stop them, but it's 4 down territory, and we'll see whether Fordson makes it here, what they'll do on a 4th down. A tailback trying to break through, and he picks up the first down. Ali Saad picks up the first down, and it's 1st and 10 from the 10. Let's see where they mark it.
He just hands it to him, and he takes it off the right tackle and decides to go outside, breaks the tackle there, and is able to fight his way forward for that yard that he needed. It's a good job there. Strong run.
Ali Saad picks up the first down, and let's see if they'll need a touchdown to get in. Yes. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Fordson with their first real drive of the game.
And it could be the game winner.
They had a 15-yard drive, which they picked up the ball on a turnover to get it in the end zone the first time. To the tailback, and stopped there. Michael Saad on the carry, and wrapped up there by number 43, Hamus. Gain of about 2, 3, and it's 2nd and goal from about the 7.
It's just another one of those inside type handoffs. He tries to cut it up through the middle and try to test the waters of the middle and see what he can get. He got a couple. Here's
the game right here for the Troy Colts if they can stop him here. Barakat getting pressured and almost sacked down there by McCall. Barakat takes him himself and he dives short of the end zone.
So he comes out, Dave. He's looking downfield. He doesn't see anyone open. He gets a little pressure there from 88, 89, and he ends up rolling outside of that. And he sees that 32 in front of him to block, and he just tries to jump over that block into the end zone and just doesn't quite make it.
3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Barakat took it himself last time into the end zone. Let's see what happens now. They give it to the tailback. Touchdown, Fordson. Ali Saad from 2 yards out.
And just powers it in, baby. My, oh my, what a game.
Here it is, Kelvin.
And number 34 just takes it, goes off tackle, and just powers his way in through 3 Colt defenders.
So Fordson takes the lead, and a big extra point here. You can see the 3-point lead right now. They need this extra point, so the Colts would have to get a touchdown.
Exactly.
The extra point is up. It is no good, so the Troy Colts could come back and tie it if they needed to with a field goal.
And that leaves the door wide open, Dave.
Let's take a look.
There's the kick again. Looks like the holder got it pretty good. The kick just drifts off to the right. Look like, yeah, the wind has changed direction. I believe the wind may have had a big factor with that. The flag is blowing towards us now.
So it's blowing towards the camera. As you're looking at it, it would be blowing right in your face. There, down on the sideline, is head coach Jeff Sturgalis. And his team has bounced back. They hadn't scored since the second quarter. They got a big kickoff return. And now a big drive. Their first real offensive drive of the game, and they couldn't come at a better time for Fordson. Well, the Troy Colts trying to fool Fordson, thinking that there's only one receiver out there, but Hamas hiding right behind Cook. Or not Hamas, but Howell. Howell takes it. Howell going straight up the middle. And E.J. Howell getting it past the 36-yard line, and that's where the Troy Colts will start. So good field position for the Colts.
Right, here it is. What they did there in the beginning on that kickoff was try to hide the guys that were going to return it so that Fordson didn't know exactly who they would be kicking it to. And once it was kicked, the guys just split open, went for the ball, and tried to get all they could. That's
now it's
to try to hide their better guy.
Now it's turned into an offensive game. 20-17 the score. Fordson leads. Kipke to throw, but right behind him and complete. He was hit just as he released, and McCarty picks up the first down for the Troy Colts.
Boy.
Great execution by the Colts that time.
Play there. Boy, did he hang in there and take a pop on this play. He drops back after a little play action. He's looking, and just as he releases, he gets hit in his lower back. And the concentration of his receiver caught that ball on his fingertips and pulled it in.
Great job by number 49. Dan McCarty, the tight end, to pull it in. Troy Colts first down on the 48-yard line. In motion is Howell. Howell open on the side. They're going to 82. Cheek. He did catch it in bounds. First down. At about the 34-yard line.
So as I said earlier, Dave, these teams with powerful defenses and great running games, all of a sudden here in the end of the game, they're airing it out to try to get this victory.
First and 10 on the 34. The Troy Colts are very close to field goal range if they need to tie it up, but they've got plenty of time on the clock to get it in the end zone. E.J. Howell outside, trying to break it from one man, and brought out of bounds. Gained about 4 yards on it.
This has been an excellent drive by the Colts here, Dave.
Excellent game so far. You've got to love it. State playoffs, high school football action, second down and about 7 coming up.
They've really moved down the field pretty quickly on this drive, Dave. Like you said, all of a sudden they're already in field goal range, and with 2:34 left on the clock here,
they might want to eat up a little more.
They might want to come back with a couple of more runs here just to get that clock rolling again.
I'm sure EJ didn't want to go out of bounds. Kipke rolls out, gets a block from Howell in the backfield, has plenty of time to throw. In and out of the hands of David Cheek. And the defender was there to just knock it loose.
That was an excellent play there by number 7 coming over, I believe, from his safety position to get that smack away before that ball was caught.
That brings up a big third down play here for the Colts. Third and about 6 or 7 yards. Let's take a look here at what the Colts do here. Again, they're in 4-down territory.
See that pass there, they stopped the clock on that last play.
I formation. Pro set with the receivers. They go to E.J. Howell. Howell hit in the backfield for a loss. Loss of maybe a yard or two. It'll be 4th down for the Troy Colts.
And Forson's defense was up to the task. He comes back, another little play action there. He just wants to flip it out to his favorite back here for a little screen play, but the screen never develops. As you can see, his lineman never really got out in front of him, and the defense reacted before he could cut it back inside.
Michael Saad read it well, and he got into the backfield to stop him. Decision time now for the Troy Colts. Do they go for the field goal? And it would be a long one here, folks.
4th and 7 with 2:13. You're down by 3. I'd say the field goal might be the best shot, and I'll try to at least tie it up.
Well, looks like they're going to go for it. Beams is going out there. It's a long kick, but he does have the wind at his back, and the wind is blowing pretty strong in favor of the Troy Colts. Let's go down to the huddle.
They're probably going to let us kick it. I doubt they're going to come real hard. Got to snap it, got to hold it, got to kick it. Okay? Remember, it's a live ball. We can cover it. It's going through, baby. It's going through. 1, 2, 3. It's going through, baby. Go on.
Gary Griffith and his team going for the field goal. This will be a 49-yard field goal. Paul Beams. And the Troy Colts' future on this kick. It is up. It is no good. Off to the left. And a big stop for the Fordson Tractors as they stop the Troy Colts on that drive.
See the Fordson crowd over there. Pretty happy out there. Troy, here's the kick again. He kicks it. Looked like it was a good hole. He had plenty of leg on it. It just veered off to the left. Maybe the wind caught it a little bit and just took it out.
Yeah, the wind is blowing a little bit over to the left and to that side, and it did drift over to the left.
Yeah.
But he had the distance.
Definitely had the distance. The young man has a strong leg.
Ball goes to the 20-yard line, and Fordson takes it there. 2:08 left in the game. The Troy Colts still could stop Fordson and get the ball back, and let's see what happens. If Fordson looks strong on their last possession. And they continue to roll here, a gain of about 5 or 6 on the carry, Ali Saad.
It'll be interesting here, Dave, to see if they're going to just let the clock around or will they call a timeout. I guess they're just going to let it run.
Yep. Ali Saad comes out now after that carry. It's 2nd and 5. As you can see the clock winding down. Power eye right, or left rather, and they go left. On the carry was Michael Saad, number 32.
Good defensive penetration that time. They were able to get into the backfield and get him down before he could get going. I believe that was Kipke.
Kipke on the sideline.
Okay, yes, Kipke on the sideline. That was an excellent defensive play that time. He got in the backfield and was able to stop him for a loss, or at least for no gain. Had they called a timeout on that after that first down play, they could at least had a little more time left on that clock, and they can stop them here on 3rd down. They still got a shot at winning this game.
Yeah, they still have a chance to come back into field goal range and try another one if they stop Fordson. Now it's 3rd and 5 and a big down here for Fordson. Fordson has to punt it away if they don't make it here, so this is a key play for them.
Get a block punt, or who knows, on this 3rd down play here, Fordson might run, they may fumble, because I doubt seriously if they'll put the ball in the air and take a chance of getting a pick off, but you know, a guy could fumble or slip for it and lose a couple of more yards to give you just enough room to get in there for a block kick or something.
Yeah, it's in this area that the Troy Colts fumbled, and that allowed the first score of the game.
Yeah.
So power eye left again for Fordson. And the quarterback keeps it himself and tries to cut it outside. They'll stop him short of the first down, and Fordson will have to punt now with 1:16 left. And the Troy Colts, there is still life here for the Troy Colts.
Yeah, they still have time.
So they stop the Tractors. And it's 4th and about 4 yards.
Last play they just tried a little quarterback sweep to the left side and weren't able to spring them for a big yardage or enough yardage to get the first down. So now they're facing a 4th and 4, and the Troy fans are starting to pick up again here, hoping their team can do something with the ball.
Gary Griffith talking to his unit down there, the return team, the punt return team. They want to set up something big so they can get as close to field goal range as they can, maybe run a couple of plays, and then if they can go for the field goal, they will. If they can get it in the end zone, that would be terrific for them. Fordson couldn't do anything on this one. They needed this drive. They needed to put it away, but they couldn't as the Colts stop them and play the clock well. 1:16 left. Fordson to punt. They were going for the block. They roughed the punter. They roughed the punter, and Fordson will get it back and wrap it up.
Get it. That's a big break for Dearborn. Fordson.
The Colts going for the block, and they roughed the punter. It was really, you could have avoided it because he got it off.
Right.
But
I mean, that's a mistake you just don't want to make at this time of the game, Dave.
You had plenty of time to come back too, and they were going to get it in great field position.
Now you give them the ball back, 1st and 10. Minute and 9 left. You put yourself in a bind here. It's going to be tough to get the ball back now.
Fordson can just run the clock out now.
Yeah, 1st down or 2 should do the trick. Boy, that'll be very disappointing to some of the Troy fans.
And the Troy fans starting to head out now. As they had a chance, they would have got the ball back with about a minute left, and they would have had good field position to run a few plays and possibly get in field goal range again to tie the game up. So the Fordson Tractors now just running the clock out. They'll go down on one knee. And the clock continues to roll.
Apparently Troy doesn't have any timeouts. Or do they? But if they do it, I guess they're just going to let it run out.
There the Dearborn Fordson fans travel a long way for this victory. And the Tractors, looks like they'll go on to defeat the Troy Colts. And the Troy Colts, what a great season they've had. Undefeated until this point. And a very classy team to the very end.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll do it.
Well, this team's had a good year, Dave. There's no reason for these young men to hang their heads. They've had an excellent season. There's a lot of teams that would like to trade places with them right now just to be here to lose this game today. So they should feel pretty good about themselves. They've had a good year, and they lost a tough one. It was a good game, but somebody had to lose.
Dearborn Fordson comes out on top, 20-17 over the Troy Colts. And there you see head coach Jeff Sturgelis as he comes over to shake hands with head coach Gary Griffith. And some of the Troy Colt players, there's Gary Griffith looking for Jeff Sturgelis on the sideline. And the two Colts, and the two coaches really can't seem to find each other as they look for each other on the side. So Dearborn Fordson, the Tractors move on, and the happy, jubilant fans on their side move on. There we see the two coaches
shaking hands, letting each other know
now.
It's a great game.
And the Fordson Tractors plow through the Troy Colts here, 20-17, in an exciting contest between these two teams. And this playoff game is the two quarterbacks to talk to each other and wish each other the best. The final score here at Troy High School, the Fordson Tractors 20 and the Troy Colts 17. We'll be back to wrap it up right after these messages. Stay with us.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports. Get dressed for battle and join in the action as Pat and Bubba take you to Almont, Michigan to experience the game of paintball. You'll see firsthand what it's like on the paintball field as the guys narrate their way through the fierce battle. So, for the best in pop music videos and all the paintball action, watch Roadshow Video. Coming up next on TCI 63.
Troy High School, the site of our last contest here for the Troy Colts as they end up their season against the Ford Tractors. And the Tractors came in and defeat the Troy Colts 20-17. And we see head coach Jeff Sturgalis for Dearborn Fordson heading off and talking to some of the reporters as he does, and his team victorious here. They scored first in the second quarter, and it was Michael Saad scoring first with a 12-yard run to put him on top 7-0. Then E.J. Howell came back with a 29-yard run in the second quarter to tie it up at 7-7. Then it was the Colts scoring 3 consecutive times unanswered. It was Howell on a 6-yard run in the third quarter, and then it was Beams on a 43-yard kick in the fourth quarter. But then Dearborn Fordson came back with 2 scores in the fourth quarter. 2 touchdowns, and that's where they got their 13 points to finish off the Troy Colts at 20-17, our final score. And a great season here for the Troy Colts. They finish up really undefeated coming into this game, and a tough loss here. They dominated some of the play here, really, in this contest, but they didn't come out on top on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they really did, Dave. They seemed to have all the momentum early in the game, but as the game progressed, they seemed to tighten up a little bit on offense and weren't able to move the ball as effectively as they were early. And Fordson was finally able to move it and ended up getting the late scores to win the game.
Yeah. We want to thank Andy Keller, head coach Jeff Keller's son, who used to coach here. And we want to wish Don Francis a happy birthday today. Even though the Troy Colts lost, we wish you the best, and we'll see Don during the basketball season. And speaking of basketball season, in December, it'll be high school and college basketball right here on TCI 63, Saturday and Monday at 7:30 p.m., just like the football games. So, as our freezing camera folks upstairs capture our last shot here, we want to wish the Troy Colts the best, and we wish them the best on a fine season they've had this season, and we'll go out on the last play. The Fordson Tractors 20, the Troy Colts 17. I'm Dave Zorin. For all of us here at TCI Sports, thanks for tuning in.